We are going to review how to add and subtract fractions. So the steps to adding or subtracting, they're going to be the same relative steps until we get there. First, you're going to find a common denominator. So if I have something like 1 over 2, which is 1/2, plus 2 over 3, which would be 2/3, how do I add those together? So the first thing I need to do is I need to find a common denominator. So two ways we can do that. So A, we can go ahead and multiply the denominators. Okay, so I can go 2 times 3 equals 6. So I can use 6 as a denominator for both of them. Or B, the other option, we can go ahead and list the multiples of each and find the least common multiple, okay? So let's say 2 and 3 are my two numbers. So I have 2, and a multiple I would times it again, right? So 4, 6, 8, 10, right? So I'm just skip counting by that number. For 3, I have 3, 6, 9. Oh, I can see right here. Let's highlight with this color. I have a 6 here and a 6 here. And a better one. So that, for those two, the least common multiple would be 6. So now, my second step is I need to write the fractions with the common denominator. So if I have my first fraction was 1 over 2, I need to write that with 6 as my denominator. So 2 times what equals 6? 2 times 3, right? Or you can go 1, 2, 3 right here, the third one. So 2 times 3 is 6, so 1 times 3 is 3. My second fraction would be 2 over 3 originally. 3 times what is 6? 3 times 2, again, I can go 1 right here, 2, the second number when I skip counted. So 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so my new fractions are going to be this one and this one. Okay, 1/2 turns into 3 over 6, and 2 over 3 turns into 4 over 6. So now I'm at step 3. I want to write the problem with the equivalent fraction. So I'm going to rewrite the problem I had with these. So again, let's pay attention to the order. I had 1/2 plus 2/3. Well, this is my new fraction for 1/2, so I'm going to write that one first. So I'm going to go 3 over 6 plus, and then I had plus 2 over 3, which then was 4 over 6. So I can go ahead and do 4 over 6. Okay. That was step number 3. Step number 4, I want to do the math numerator only. Okay, a very important part, numerator only. Only when I am adding and subtracting. So adding or subtracting, it's numerator only. The denominator is going to stay the same. So just to rewrite this problem over here so we can show each step. So I have 3 over 6 plus 4 over 6 equals 3 plus 4 gives me 7 over 6. So 7 over 6 is my solution, but this is an improper fraction. Notice how because my numerator is bigger than my denominator. So I can go ahead and remember every fraction is really a division problem, right? So 6 goes into 7. How many times? 6 goes into 7 once. 6 here, I will subtract, I get 1. So this will be my numerator, this is my denominator, and this is my whole. So the solution to this is 1 and 1/6. Okay, let's look at some examples here. So number 1, I have 4/3 plus 2/5. Well, I need my denominators to be the same, right? So let's look, I have 4/3, 2/5. I can either skip count them and find the least common multiple, or I can times them together. Well, let's do the times them together option, okay? So 3 times 5 is 15, right? So 15 being my new denominator. Well, if I want 15 to be my denominator, 3 right here, I times it by the 5 to get 15. So 4, I have to times by 5 to get my new numerator. Because on this fraction, I'm timesing this by 5. So I've times this by 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. Plus, again, I have a 5. Well, I times it by 3. I times this one by 3 to get 15. So I've times the numerator by 3. Okay, so 5 times 3 gives me the 15 for my denominator. 2 times 3 gives me 6. Well, now I can go ahead and do the math. Again, numerator only because my denominator is going to be 15. Well, 20 plus 6 is 26. Well, 15 goes into 26. How many times? So 15 can go into 26 once. I get 15. Subtract 1, I have 11. Well, I can keep going. I will get a decimal, but I want to leave this in fraction form. So right here is going to be my numerator. This number is my denominator still. And what I have up here is the whole part. So my answer is 1 and 11/15. Okay, let's look at the second problem. So again, this is subtraction, but we're still going to do everything the same until we get to where we're doing the math with the numerator only. So first thing I need to do is I need to figure out the denominator to be the same. So in this one, let's do the least common multiple. Okay, we want the least common multiple. And when you think of that, again, I want you to think of skip counting. So I have 5 and 10 are my two different denominators. So 5, 10, 15, 20 would be skip counting by 5. Now let's skip count by 10. So I'm going to have 10, 20, 30, 40. Well, right away, I hope you're like, oops, stop, you got it. The denominator, I have 10 and 10. Okay? 10 times 1 gives me 10, but 5 times 2 gives me 10. So let's rewrite the problem here. So I'm going to times this one by 1. So I have 10 times 1, so 7 times 1 is still 7, minus 5 times 2, because again I need the denominator. So if I times 5 by 2, I have times the numerator by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now it's subtraction. I'm just doing the math across in the numerator, okay? Remember, my denominator is still going to be 10. So 7 take away 4. Okay, so 7 take away 4. I end up with 3. So my answer is just 3/10 because that is a proper fraction. I don't need to go ahead and pull any whole out of that. Okay, I want you to write out this problem and go ahead and find the solution. Now remember, you can go ahead and just multiply the denominators together to figure out equivalent fractions, or you can find out the least common multiple. Okay, we did it both ways here. Pause the video, and then I want you to go ahead and work it out. Once you got your solution, come back and let's see what we got. So here is the solution. If you did least common multiple, you wrote it here. I did all the 9s, skip counting by 9. I skip counted by 7 here. If you times the two answers together, you did 7 times 9 and got 63. So on this example, regardless what you did, you came up with the same number. Whereas on number 2, had we times the answer together, we would have ended up with 50 and a much larger number. Okay, and then we would have had to simplify our answer. But this one, we just times them together. So 9 times 7 gives us 63. Well, I times the numerator by the same as I did the denominator. I got 35. Plus 7 times 9 gives us the 63. So I have to take my numerator, times it by 9 also. I have 18. I do the math just across the numerators. So 35 plus 18 gives me 56. My denominator stays the same. This is the solution you should have came up with.